Okay. Well, I feel kind of bad talking about our movie now.
Yeah.
We come out of the theater. The car is parked. I don't know if you
Like
can
a
fucking tell. We're
mile
parked
from
like a
the
mile fucking away from the movie theater. We come out instantly. We hear Jake yelling.
Just all the way across the park, like
like, oh man, either the movie sucked or he's really mad at Sarah. Uh-oh. Hey.
bye, guys.
So mad.
Just straight meat mugging on that one.
I know, I feel bad saying our movie was pretty bad. Like, we weren't in that movie, I guess.
By comparison, I feel like we should be talking ours up.
Yeah, really, like, hey, it's not, that's my boy. You know, it would be great if this movie is just as polarizing as Prometheus. We get yelled at.
How dare you have a problem with the way Sister Christian was played?
Okay, so we're out of Rock of Ages. We just aren't going to be able to top that. We never are. You think our cowboys and aliens top the Smurfs? No. We don't even fucking try. Like,
good review, fuck that shit. Mediocre review, but whatever. Oh, Jake's pissed.
you can always tell which reviews are good and which ones are bad. Good review for a movie, like 12 minutes long. Bad review, 40 minutes. So, okay, Rock of Ages is a train wreck.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot good you can really say about it. I mean,
I don't know about that.
There's some stuff that's decent, but it's just so much bad shit all around it that, I mean, it's, yeah, like, you savor the time you have with, like, Tom Cruise.
Oh, I do.
But you know that he's not going to be on scene the whole time. Like, well, fuck, what? It was like a half hour in before he even shows up.
Yeah, I lean over to him, and Tom Cruise makes his entrance into this movie. I'm a big Tom Cruise fan, so Tom Cruise shows up in this movie, and it's like a grand fucking entrance. He's wearing these chaps. He's got like 6 shooters tattooed along his hip. He's got this red dong hanging out of his fucking slacks. He's got women sleeping on top of him.
He's wearing a pair of like assless chaps.
Yeah.
And then this giant like rhinestone-studded cod piece that looks like the devil with this huge tongue sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a camera shot where he's talking to Giamatti, who is his manager.
Yeah, he's Bob Stigwood.
Crosby impersonator. But he's talking to him, and it's like a back shot, so you're just seeing just Cruise ass. Mm-hmm. Like, this whole portion of the screen is ass, and then you have like Giamatti back here. But
you gotta get on stage, babe. You gotta get on stage, and Cruise is just, I am on stage. And I lean over to Brian. Okay, all right. So then it shows him again later on, and he comes walking in with his cowboy hat, fur coat, and with a monkey, holding on to a monkey, dressed as the bartender from Cruising. Yeah. And he just walks in with that and says to Alec Baldwin, like, we're gonna burn this place down. No, literally. After I'm done performing, I am gonna literally burn this place down. You can't contain the Phoenix flame. And I lean over to Brian, I'm like, I'm gonna walk away with this movie mad because he's not the main character. Because he's awesome.
I know, it's this bizarre, like, I wouldn't really call it a, I don't know, this is like the, fucking like New Year's, like New Year's Eve, what to expect when you're expecting of musicals.
Well,
I mean, it's so many stories that are so connected.
It's ensemble. I mean, like, the movie is pretty much like if you cross, like, Thank God It's Friday with Showgirls, and it's a rock musical. Like, so yeah, I mean, it's an ensemble piece, and the characters are kind of interacting with each other sort of here and there. And when I say that this movie's a train wreck, I mean, like, okay, you could watch this movie along with, like, Sextet, or, like, Myra Breckenridge, Brenda Starr, shit like that. I mean, it's a train wreck in that, like, I like watching train wrecks. 'Cause apparently I'm sadistic.
You
I
morbid
just set
bastard.
him to fucking, that's my boy. But so I'm watching this thing like, this is a mess. This is a catastrophic fucking mess. Can't stop fucking watching. Oh my god. So it's like I don't know if I don't recommend this. Like in the same way that like I don't know if I don't recommend Showgirls. I mean, like everyone sees Showgirls, like, and this one it's like you almost just have to see it because there are parts that my jaw was dropped at what I was watching. Tom Cruise sings into a girl's ass at one point, and that love ballad with Russell Brand and Alec Baldwin where they're singing REO Speedwagon together, and Catherine Zeta-Jones singing Hit Me With Your Best Shot while it's cutting to Bryan Cranston getting slapped in the ass with a ruler. Like, that's not boring. It's a train wreck, but like I can, and the weirdest thing, because this movie had there were some decent vibes in this movie, like I mean, of course, I'm an 80s fetishist, and I'm watching this fucking thing, like there were parts in this movie where I could see some of it sort of working, in that, like, when the background music sort of starts kicking in, it kind of works. Like, a couple characters are talking, and then you'll start hearing the background to, like, a Foreigner tune, or Harden My Heart, and, like, that works, and then they start singing. And I'm watching this like, man, if this was actually made in like 87, and this was like a hard R darker, like they're actually, like if, this movie about rock and roll, they actually drank in this thing and did drugs, which there's none of that in this.
Smoked a cigarette.
Or smoked a cigarette. You see ashtrays in this movie. Apparently the smoking ban kicked in 1987 on the fucking Strip. So like, yeah, if this was like... And even then, I don't know if it would have entirely worked, because this movie is 30 minutes of story with 90 minutes of music. It's thin. Like, okay, girl goes to Hollywood to be a singer, works in a bar nightclub thing, this rock and roll bar nightclub thing, gets a job, falls in love with like the bar back there who he himself wants to be a rocker. And the Tom Cruise character is playing there, and he's like this Bret Michaels type, and well, not type, he is Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels was half that entertaining. I'd actually listen to Poison. And then there's problems with the bar, like they're running into tax problems, and then so they need a bunch of money, but they're getting screwed on money from Paul Giamatti, who's the sleazy manager. And then the kid who wants to be a rocker, he signs up with the sleazy producer, and then there's a miscommunication because he thinks his girlfriend slept with Tom Cruise. He goes off to be in this boy band, and she becomes a stripper. A PG-13 stripper. But they're still doing really good in that strip club, though.
Oh my god, the scene when she first goes to the strip club for the first time, that was I honestly thought was the most entertaining and like talent-filled section of the movie. And I'm not just talking about the talent.
Yeah.
But but no, just the fact like the erotic dancers that they hired for the movie. Holy shit, were they good?
Yeah, they were really good.
Oh my god.
It's PG-13, so they didn't strip. Like,
fucking like everything short of like Hong Kong like wire work shit.
Oh yeah. Like, so these guys who were watching the strippers are throwing out all the money in the world. So it's looking like these strippers are going home with like 10 grand a night. Jesus, they're not even taking off their clothes. And so like,
just imagine if they popped one out, just like,
oh yeah, they'll be set for fucking life. So like, yeah. And then later on, she's on the Hollywood sign talking to dude, her boyfriend or whatever, and she's like, I'm a stripper now. And I'm like, honey, you're not a stripper. You're a stripper about as much as I'm a professional film critic.
Yeah, she was honestly, when she was up there on the Hollywood sign, telling him that, like breaking down, like I'm not an aerobics dancer, I'm a stripper. Like, this is what you did to me.
Yeah, like no,
But like,
you're not a
she
stripper.
was wearing as much fucking clothes then in her normal like outfit,
Yeah.
like I'm going to the store, as she was when she was actually a goddamn stripper.
Yeah, that's the most clothes she has on throughout the whole movie. And so apparently Journey doesn't exist in this universe, I guess. Or the main guy is Steve Perry, but he's named something else.
Oh my god, that was such a shit move. Like,
I wrote you this song.
yeah, these two have like this big musical number. I forget.
Oh, every song in this movie's a duet.
I forget what it was that they were.
Don't Stop
singing.
Believing.
Well, no, I forget like what they were just singing before that, and then
Oh, I can't remember.
yeah.
Whatever it was a duet. Every fucking song in this movie's a duet.
Yeah, but they're singing this song, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I have to hear you sing." I'm like,
Yeah. He leans over to me like, didn't you? And then the guy's acting nervous, like, I don't know.
I have stage fright. I can't sing in front of people. I'm like,
You just did like 5 times already.
he's like, okay. Well, since I met you yesterday afternoon, I started writing this song. It starts playing "Don't Start."
Just a small town girl. And Bryce leans over, he's like, oh, yeah, he wrote this.
And the guy's like it's oh my god.
Oh, that
it's
stupid
fucking
joke.
line.
That stupid joke where he's like,
he's playing and just kind of like stops. Like I don't know.
The movie never ends, and it goes. The song goes on and on and on. Boo,
It's like,
boo.
fuck you, movie. Boo.
And the girl's name is Sherry. That whole time when she says her name is Sherry, and they're like, it plays "Don't Stop Believing" and it plays "Any Way You Want It." The girl's name is Sherry, so this whole time I'm like, okay, so eventually they're gonna sing "Oh Sherry." They don't ever, unless it's like at the end of the credits or something like that.
Too obvious.
Oh yeah, because everything else in this movie was subtle. So
Going along with that guy though, like how he also, apparently writes all the songs for Journey.
yeah,
When Tom Cruise's band Arsenal is
Yeah.
playing their last show at this metal bar, and they like the opener for the show drops out like 30 seconds before the show starts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, who can we find on such short notice? And they're like, wait, the guy who works here, who's in a band, he can do it. And they're like, okay, all right.
Wolfgang von Colt.
Wolfgang von Colt. Like, okay, but you get 3 songs, no covers. Like,
We lean over like, oh, he's fucked.
but no, it's a good thing because he wrote the song "I Wanna Rock," so that's convenient.
Yeah, that was obvious. Like he goes back, he just stands there and he's like, I want to rock. We look at each other, we're like, okay,
Just
go
do
ahead.
it. Just start singing.
Just fucking do it. What about Mary J. Blige as Donna Summer? Mary J. Blige
Jesus.
pops up in this thing during a Harden My Heart, and I thought it was Donna Summer at first. It's like, holy shit, it is. Thank God it's Friday. Like
that was
love
more,
to love you, baby.
that was yeah. That caught me more off guard than actually seeing that one trailer where it was Whitney Houston. And
Yeah. Oh, movie too soon.
have some respect, movie. She died.
So, and all right. The songs in this movie don't really have context to anything that's really going on in the scene.
It's just like they picked songs like, it'd be awesome right now if they started playing like some Quiet Riot. And so they do.
Yeah. Like you have expect like someone's gonna go buy a hot dog, and then all of a sudden like 99 she's loof balloons. It's like so like the opening like it sets the tone like at the beginning when she's on the bus to Hollywood, which apparently just drops her off at the Deuce. Like
Like seriously, she strolls out of that thing.
Yeah.
There's like fucking homeless people and cops arrested.
yeah.
Like,
Cop rock.
bam, just fucking right on the hood.
it was fucking cop rock. I was like,
She's just swarmed by
Yeah.
hookers. Like,
let's be
shit.
careful out there.
Like, this is why I don't ride fucking Greyhound buses.
Oh, well, because apparently they'll just start saying it's Sister Christian if you
Yeah.
go on there. Yeah. The first song in the movie is she's on the bus, and all of a sudden she just go. again, it's like
She's like looking through her albums. And they haven't really like. This is one thing like every musical kind of has like a different way they work in the music. Sometimes it's just separate. Sometimes it works in. Sometimes it goes with the flow. It works in different ways. So they haven't really set that up yet. So she's on the bus. She's got her suitcase, which doesn't even have fucking clothes in it. It's just like a suitcase
her albums.
Full of records.
Yeah.
She closes it
dirty
up.
hipster.
Well, this kind of threw me at first. I was like, she's sitting there and she puts her headphones on, and all we've seen is like a suitcase full of records. Like, does she have like a portable like record player
in her thing? Yeah.
But like, she closes that up, puts on her headphones, and starts singing.
Sister Christian, know the time has come. The people on the bus start
Like no one, like at first, no one even reacts to that. So I'm like, I don't know if she's just singing to herself yet or not. And then the bus driver,
you motor in.
it's like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing now.
How about when it started? At one point they start singing. At one point they start singing "More Than Words" by Extreme. I lean over to Brian and I'm like, "That's 90s." Brian checks up on. He's like, "Yeah, 1991." And I'm like, "Fucking really? Like two scenes are gonna go by, and it's gonna play something like you got the music in you." Like it's gonna start playing like How Bizarre, do 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 do. Like, does this even remember it's 80s? Like they're singing like fucking Extreme from 1991. Or maybe he wrote that song too.
No, she started that one.
Oh, that's true. She wrote it.
She's a singer too.
Yeah, that's true. She did look a little like Gary Sharon. so, and plus the singing in it of itself is just modern day harmonized Glee, American Idol sounding schlock that like.
And I feel like I should point out this movie is what I was expecting last year when I went to see Glee.
Yeah.
Before I realized it was like, oh, it's a concert movie.
Yeah.
This is what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But
which one's better?
Well, so far I've gone to 2 midnight showings where they've completely fucked up Don't Stop Believing. So
see, they don't even. They're not
also,
even
is that
singing.
a staple of
Oh,
if it's got people singing now, it's got to have that in it.
I can't bitch. I put that song in Game Boys.
Well, yeah,
but I
didn't
guess we were.
Sing it.
That would have been pretty funny. Like Nick is sitting there, like playing Custer's Revenge. Like this game goes on and on and on. Wow, I don't know what I was smoking when I wrote that scene.
Fucking art, shut up.
They're not singing like it's the 1980s. It sounds so modern. And the way that 80% of the people in this movie are acting is very like they're aware they're in a movie. They're acting, and I know this movie's based on a play. They're acting like they're on stage. They're acting like they're on a stage, which is fine if you're watching a play. It's weird when you're watching it on film. It's weird when you're watching it in a movie because 80% of the people in this movie aren't genuine in any way, shape, or form. No. You don't actually believe this shit is happening to them.
Yeah, because the two main characters, I mean, they are very much like they seem like they are doing it like a play. Like their reactions are like expressions are way too big.
Yeah.
And like all of their delivery is just over exaggerated. Like after that scene after like he plays his songs as the opening act, and then grabs a bottle of booze and goes outside to drink heavily because he thought he saw his girlfriend cheat on him.
Oh, that wasn't her, Jack Tripper.
But their reactions, like they're having a conversation and it doesn't feel like a conversation. Like,
yeah.
It's like, hey, why aren't you talking to me?
Mm-hmm. I'm a rocker now. I can get any girl I want. And that guy is... Wow, I haven't seen someone miscast like that in a long time. This guy's a fucking rocker? Okay. Yeah, oh my god, like, even like...
It looked like Brian Austin Green.
The guy, oh man, Brian Austin Green is like 10 times more butch than this dude. This fucking guy. Yeah, okay, alright, yeah. So like, oh my god, like, this fucking guy, like, this guy's a rocker about as much as me.
You're pretty metal.
Yeah, I'm so fucking metal. The guy who busts out disco albums on my show. So fucking this guy, who's got like just the cleanest, clean cut face and everything. Like, Jesus, with the point where he becomes a boy band guy. It's like, okay, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that that this guy's a rocker. Okay.
Well,
yeah, all right. I fucking believe that. Like,
that'd be
seriously,
like if they made this back in the '90s and cast like like Jason Priestley or somebody.
Yeah. Jason Priestley is like this hardcore fucking rocker. Oh, yeah. I even that I would
I'm pretty
believe
big
more
into
than
the
this fucking guy.
Pretty big into the metal
It's-
scene. I don't know if you know that.
The guy's name was, I saw the guy's name on the credits. His name was Diego. I believe it.
Diego Boneta.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. And again, I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but he looked about as Hispanic as I do.
Well, you have a beard.
What?
I
Is
watched
that a new Hispanic stereotype? All Latinos have beards?
Yes.
Glorious red.
Don't you see it
beards?
whenever they turn up in the spaghetti westerns? Hello?
I don't know if I should tell you that those weren't Hispanic people.
Yes, they were. Oh, so fucking. So, all right. So this, of course, at the beginning of it, like all the trailers we get are fucking like musicals, like Sparkle, something with Anna Kendrick.
Wait, that just looked like Bring It On, except instead of a cheerleading group, cheerleading competitions, whatever, it's a cappella groups.
Anna Kendrick in Stupid People Watch Stupid Things.
Yeah.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, fucking Magic Mike.
We got Magic fucking Mike. I see a lot of lawbreakers out there. I'll have the same fucking reaction to that movie. I'll go to that fucking movie and be like, and come away mad that McConaughey's not the main character. So mad.
He's dressed pretty much exactly like Tom Cruise was in this.
I like it whenever Tom Cruise is rocking on stage in this, and it's like, oh, so this is what it would look like in Queen of the Damned if he kept playing Lestat.
Yeah. Which, in hindsight, is like...
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been pretty fucking cool. So, you know who one of my favorite characters in this thing was? For 2 minutes, that stand-up comedian, who I actually really like a lot, what's his name, T.J. Miller, is that Rolling Stone magazine reporter who Cruise calls at that one point.
Yeah.
Like, he turns up in this movie, and he's like one of the only guys in this, who is acting like he's not in a fucking musical, you know, like, he seems genuinely confused that his character's in this movie, but he was really funny.
Well, yeah, it's almost like that scene felt like Tom Cruise from this movie called the set of like a Judd Apatow film.
Yeah, that's totally what it was.
It's like it felt like he called it felt like he called like Bill Hader's character from like Knocked Up.
Yeah.
Like that's what it felt like.
Uh-huh.
Because he was so confused and playing it in a very like Hader, like Jonah Hill type way.
Uh-huh.
It was just.
That was one of my
Odd.
favorite characters in the movie.
I like that guy. Bring him back.
Bring that fucking guy back. That guy was hilarious.
Fucking Eli Roth.
What was that? Eli Roth is in this fucking movie. He plays the director of the boy band, which I gotta hand it to him. That would be the best thing that he ever directed. He plays the director of this boy band music video. He's in it for like 5 seconds. I lean over to him. I was like, is that goddamn Eli Roth?
Like, it took a second because most of the time he's on screen, you just see the back of his head.
Yeah.
So I can't tell him, like, he finally, like, walking away in a long shot. I'm like, I think, yeah, that's the Bear Jew. Okay.
You just couldn't tell he wasn't beating a Nazi's head in.
Exactly. Well, and I don't think they ever even gave him a name, but, like, I was looking on the credit roll, and it's like, his character's name is, like, Stefano or something.
Of course it is. Stefano. Might as well
Stefano.
have been the main guy's name.
Fucking playing it's basically that entire part was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, man, they're breaking out the fucking Sega CD, playing
Yeah.
the Make My Video.
That's what it looked like. I started busting up at that part. Yeah.
Gonna edit in some sweet scenes of goats.
Oh shit, it is the fucking late 80s, early 90s now. I better get my ass to Skateland stat. I got that Player's Choice arcade to start mastering. All right. I don't know what else to say. Like, I was not bored at this thing because most of the time I couldn't believe what I was watching. The love ballad between Russell Brand and Alec Baldwin when they're riding a carousel together, and the Foreigner tune that they're singing, and oh my god. And again, like, just no, okay. The one song that I liked in this,
but I did like the ending of that scene. Like, they have like this tender moment, they embrace, they're kissing, and then like this Hispanic guy, he's always dressed like a cook, but I never seen him serving food, so I'm not really sure what he does there.
well, they have ashtrays with cigarette butts in it, but no one smokes.
So I guess that's par for the course.
Yeah.
Like, he runs up there like, it's like, sir, the beer guy's here. It's like, tell him I'm busy falling in love.
And the
It's
guy's just like, see.
okay. He just walks off like,
Okay, see.
that was
Walks off awkwardly.
best way to end that scene.
Oh, it's the fucking. Oh, the best song in the movie was at the end when it's actually playing Scorpion. Tom Cruise walks back in to Malin Ackerman.
Yeah, Malin Ackerman.
Malin Ackerman. He walks in, and it's actually playing Scorpion, and I like that. Like, it fit, and it was actually playing the song. And so he goes up, he's like, "Open your mouth." She's opening, he's like, "Wider." Just sticks his tongue down her throat. She plays this reporter who's interviewing him at one point. And we were talking about this outside where I was just waiting for him to just go like, "I'm quietly judging you." So it's this scene where she's like kind of calling him out on like his like rocker bullshit and stuff like that and his ego and everything, which is kind of rendered a little worthless because it's immediately followed by him banging her. Like, it doesn't matter what the fuck she just said.
On an air hockey table.
Singing into her ass. Singing into her ass. And so, like, that's how it should have, that scene should have ended in Magnolia. Him just, Frank T.J. Mackey just banging that reporter. Respect the cock.
But I was mentioning to you, like, it threw me, like, when they started doing that, like, when he walked back into the bar and was walking up to her, and the music's playing in the background, because that was really, like, the first time they'd played music in the movie, and it wasn't someone on screen singing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I kept waiting for Cruise to, like, jump in on the song, or Malin Ackerman, or like just cut over to like someone in the back, like Russell Brand singing it or something like that.
Yeah.
No, it was just them playing a song. So it's like, what are you doing here? Have some fucking consistency. Like, I know that's like the stupidest little nitpick, but
I know what you mean. Like, I didn't mind it because I like that song and it was the actual song, and Cruise was great in the scene.
But yeah, the fact, like, that's the only song that doesn't have someone like on screen singing with it, and it's like 90% into the movie. There's like 15 minutes left.
This is towards the end.
And then they do
that duet between "We're Not Gonna Take It" and "We Built This City on Rock and Roll." And
just
and like, there were parts in the movie where it was actually playing like the intro of songs, like "Waiting for a Girl Like You" and stuff like that. And I really liked that song a lot. And when it started playing like the intro music to that song, like, it felt really good. And then again, the actors start singing it, but
that song was one that bugged me, because that was one where, because it has a specific gender that is addressed in the song. I've been waiting for a girl like you, but then she's singing, I've been waiting for a boy like you.
That
was
was
singing
stupid.
the duet at the same time, and
I've been waiting for a good boy like you.
Yeah, it's like a broil? What?
Yeah.
I don't. It's just
boy like you.
It's just a noise they were making. Like, you couldn't tell over either of them.
So, that's what they were singing on the Hollywood side before
she heard him sing for the first
time. Before he outed himself as Steve Perry.
I have a secret to tell you.
Yeah. So
then he'll go back in time and release that album.
When they broke up, why didn't he start singing Separate Ways? So like, but when it was started,
really, this should have just been a Journey musical.
Yeah. So like, I can get behind that. Like, but like, okay, so yeah, but right at the beginning of Waiting for a Girl Like You, when it's actually because again, like, there are parts in this movie that the look of it's okay, and even there is even some parts where I'm like, man, if this like actually played it a little more serious and it wasn't a musical, but these songs are in it and the songs are actually just being played, there would be some really good mood to this, because there's some really good shots when they're standing over the city of Los Angeles and you see the skyline, you see the lights and everything, and there is some kind of moody music playing, whether it's like kind of the original beat that's sort of going on or the beginning of Waiting for a Girl Like You, to where you're looking at it and it's like it almost, like, for a few seconds there, it looks like a Michael Mann film.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
the slow, like the over the top, like slow pan as it's following them.
Yeah.
It cuts to just like the cityscape.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful shot, but I mean, then it's just kind of
Yeah, and
it's like that one shot.
yeah, and yeah,
Nothing else
exactly.
after. Like, there's no follow through. Like, and then it's just like, oh, here's stock photography where it just looks like they're on a set.
Uh-huh.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Everywhere that people are, like, again, kind of keep with the Broadway feel of it, is everything just feels like a set that they're on. Like, nowhere actually feels like they're actually in a living place in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they're on the Hollywood sign, they're on the back of the Hollywood sign, and it's set up like it's framed just like okay, here are the boundaries of where the curtains are.
Yeah.
So that's your stage. Like that's how every place they felt was.
And what was, like, they're doing, like, the two main characters, like, fall in love, and then there's, like...
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately after meeting each other.
And so montage of them, like, they're roller skating, they're on dates, they're hanging out, like, at the dude's house or apartment, or probably his parents' place.
It's a coach house. It's above the garage, okay?
But this is only, like, a day, because they say that, like, oh, yeah, Stacey Jackson's coming on Friday or something like that. So this is a very short amount of time in this montage.
Yeah. It's a whirlwind romance
Uh-huh.
that we see a clip show of.
Sandy!
Hey, it's for real. They got one of, like, those photo booth strips where it has the 4 pictures of you
Yeah.
making funny faces. They got one of those. It's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, they might as well just be married. That's fucking
Uh-huh.
80s engagement ring right there.
Do you recommend it?
I don't know if it's one of those things, like, I don't want to say, yes, you should definitely go watch it, and then have someone have a terrible experience watching it, because most of it is not fun. Like, it's...
We laughed.
I mean,
Like, I don't think we
Yeah.
were supposed to, but we did plenty of times.
There's plenty of laughs at the movie's expense, whether it's from delivery or just odd segues into things.
Any way you want it, that's the way.
Jammed that one in there. Fucking square peg.
Oh shit, they just turned on Rodney Dangerfield's golf bag.
But yeah, I don't really know if I can definitely say that I recommend it. Okay, I'll put it this way: if you have any interest in watching it, go see it. I mean, it's at least engaging to watch, even when it's dull or just kind of
Yeah.
crap. It's still engaging.
And Cruise is pretty worth it.
Yeah, Tom Cruise's parts are great. Giamatti's playing a Giamatti character, so
Yeah.
he's fun. I didn't really especially give two shits about Alec Baldwin's character, but he at least, like, had some gravity in the
he had
movie.
a good line where he said, like, I just threw up in my pants out my ass. That was pretty funny.
But listening to him trying to sing is like, oh no, don't. That's,
What are you talking about? He's the best singer since Pierce Brosnan and Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Why was Russell Brand in this? And I like Russell Brand, all right, but, like, his character, like, any other than, like, that duet that he and Alec Baldwin had, like his character was nothing. He was just there. Like, anything his character said could have been said by another character.
I think he was honestly, like, his character was just there so that they could do the gay setup joke there.
His
with him
character,
and
like,
Baldwin.
his character has almost nothing to do with anything, so much so that a couple times I wondered if he was a figment of Alec Baldwin's imagination. I seriously did, a couple of times.
Oh shit, Alec Baldwin's Mr. Brooks.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of scenes, like, he doesn't really contribute anything. Like, he's there, but, like, someone will be making a decision and Alec need Alec Baldwin to do something. Like it's like, oh, I need you to hire this girl. You know, she just got here.
Hire this girl.
And like he's either just repeating things,
Rock
or
and roll.
just doing that a lot.
Yeah.
Or he's just like nodding spastically.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of scenes, like he's always there, like 2 feet off to the side of Alec Baldwin. But yeah, I mean, he's just kind of there.
And like there were some weird, like, because the songs in and of themselves, like, there's not much context to why they start singing certain songs, but it gets even weirder when okay, at the beginning some characters start singing I Love Rock and Roll. And you're like, but then it'll cut to Alec Baldwin and Russell Brand also singing it, and I lean over, I'm like, well, now why are they singing this? Like, where, like, I sort of know why the other two are, but like, how did this situation come out with the two of them? Like, were they just in their office drinking it and just like, all right, put another dime in the jukebox, maybe?
Well, and then they kept singing that one, and he switched over to like Jukebox Hero.
Yeah.
Like, so it made no sense. They kept putting about every song isn't just like the one song. It's like a medley of songs.
And then
duets.
Yeah, all of them.
So many duets. But it's just, I don't know, it's just oddly just kind of in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they needed like a different refrain to put in there. So like, well, who do we have in the movie already that's not doing anything? Okay, let's cut over to them singing.
You don't, and it never, ever, ever actually sounds like they're actually singing in this. And I'm not saying that it doesn't sound like their voice, but the audio on the music is so distinctively different than the audio when they're talking.
Yeah.
That like, and I know that, you know, you see that in other musicals too, but that's not really a good thing.
Yeah,
like,
you can definitely tell by like the voices when it is the singing. Like, it is the actors singing it, or at least people that sound like if that person were to be singing.
Yeah. Shit, we got 4 minutes on this thing. How long did they talk about That's My Boy?
Jesus Christ.
How long have we been talking? So, okay, all right, I guess I'll wrap this up here. Final in that, I guess I recommend it in a train wreck kind of way. Like, if you seriously want to watch this in the same way that you would watch something like Sextet or something like that, like okay, like to satisfy your curiosity, if you just want to sit there with like this wide mouth open gaze at what the fuck you are watching, okay, all right. Meaning, like, if you watch movies like we do, so sure, but as a good movie, no. No, I don't recommend it. But if you want to see, like, yeah. Okay, I'm recommending this the same way I recommended Devil, like,
which I still don't recommend.
Jelly side down, Brian. Jelly side down.
Watch Blackout instead. It's better.
Well, yeah, no shit, that's better. But yeah, if you want to see something where you're just like, no wonder there's no fucking drugs on the screen. It's because they're all fucking snorting it behind camera.
Yeah, all 50 producers of this movie.
One of them's Tobey Maguire. Justin Theroux wrote the script. It's from the writer of... I realize it's based on a play, but like, it's from the writer of Tropic Thunder. I love Justin Theroux.
Oh, come on. It was from the star of Inland Empire.
Right, yeah. I fucking love that guy. All right, so take this for whatever it's worth. Yeah. If what we have mentioned to you
if that sounds appealing,
if that makes you curious, like, I've got to see what the fuck this is about, then okay, you're going into it with the right attitude, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like if you got like a second run theater or like a drive-in or something like that. Or even if you just live in the middle of nowhere and movies are still $5 somehow.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Full price? No.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back next week with Abe Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, and The Brave. So we'll be back with those. I'll see you later.